Welcome guys to K's TV. It's your girl KHALEELA. Judging by the title, yes, we are talking about how to not be toxic. Yeah, what a lovely topic to get into. But before we get into it, I have a disclaimer for you guys. I myself have been toxic. I myself have showed up in relationships, in friendships, in parental relationships that I am not proud of. And through those experiences, my friend, I would like to share with you what I think you guys need to work on and focus on so that you guys don't do the things that I do, all right? So let's just jump right into it. Today we're going to talk about the definition of toxicity. We will discuss my point of view on toxicity, and then I will share with you guys the 4 things I think we need to be focused on a daily basis to show up in this world not being toxic. All right, so let's just jump into it. Based on WebMD, a toxic person is someone who basically hurts us, or someone who shows up inappropriately in a relationship because they have unresolved trauma. So this would be like someone who hurts you or betrays you or does something to you that isn't right, but they perhaps may have did it because they had like certain unhealed trauma that they were going through. Now, it doesn't have to be betrayal or hurt. It could be as minor as gossip. It could be very, very minor things, but nonetheless, they are a toxic person. So let's just jump into my point of view on toxicity. My point of view on toxicity is that today's culture has had us royally. I say that because I feel like in today's society, if like I just watch everyone do it, where they're like, she's so toxic, he's so toxic, my ex is so toxic, that job is so toxic, and I'm just like, girl, boy, ma'am, sis, can we please identify the toxic traits within ourselves that made us stay connected to something that wasn't right for us, instead of blaming someone else for them being toxic, right? I just personally hate the whole idea of judging other people for the things that they've done when we also continue to allow them to do it, right? So my view on toxicity is, if everyone in this world, if we were all able to say, you know what did I do in that situation? How did I show up in that situation that I could have improved on, right? What could I have done better, right? What part of me, what unhealed trauma am I dealing with that allowed me to either stay in a situation that isn't good for me, or what am I dealing with, why I may have allowed certain things to fly when it shouldn't have, right? Is it my need for validation? Is it the fact that I'm a people pleaser and I need to learn to assert myself? What is it about me? And if we're all able to say, okay, well, what is it about me that caused me to hurt this person or to show up in a situation that isn't quite healthy for me, then we're able to heal from that, right? And once we're able to heal from whatever it is that is toxic within us and show up as whole human beings, right? Well-rounded human beings in this world, then guess what? Good and bad shows up at our doorstep every single day, whether it's good or bad people, good or bad experiences, good or bad jobs, good or bad romantic relationships, friendships, whatever that it is that we're dealing with. And when we're whole human beings and we've healed from our trauma and we focus on what we need to focus on, then when these things present themselves, we know which apples to choose, right? And we're not always picking the ones with the worms in them. I tend to do that sometimes, but you guys get where I'm going with that. So that is just my personal opinion on our toxic culture that we have here in society. Because we're literally judging people for them not healing from their own childhood issues or from their own traumas when we ourselves haven't healed from our own traumas that keep us involved in these situations to begin with. But anyway, let's jump into the 4 things this person who have been in toxic situations, who have been toxic herself, feel like we need to do as human beings to not be toxic, right? And again, this advice is not coming from a medical professional. I am not a therapist, I'm not a medical doctor. This is just my personal opinion. If you guys would like to, if you feel the need to seek out professional help, my advice is for you to do so. It is always best that you get a therapist. That's just my opinion. All right, so let's jump into it. First thing first on that list, we need to develop emotional intelligence. We need to develop our emotional intelligence. We need to develop our emotional intelligence. It is not something that is taught in school. It is not. And I'm stressing this because this is something that I struggle with. You give me an essay, I can write that essay from start to finish. You give me the hardest math exam out there, I can pass it with flying freaking colors. But tell me to handle an emotion like anger? Oh my God, no, I'm a volcano. I erupt, okay? So it's about like we need to develop emotional intelligence, know how to acknowledge and name our emotions, know how to act when we feel these emotions, know how to gauge our emotions. Am I at a 10? Am I at a 5? Am I at a 1? And if I am put in a situation, we need to have a clear plan. Right? So for example, if we're talking about developing emotional intelligence, let's talk about anger for a minute, right? Let's say you're in a situation and you get angry. You want to prepare. You want to sit down in your bedroom before you get angry, before a situation comes up where you blow up. You want to say, okay, if I ever get angry, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Right? Am I gonna say, you know, like for me, let's just jump into it. This is my little plan that I have for the next time I ever get angry. I'm gonna check in with myself. Khaleela, are you at a 10 or at a 5? If you're at a 10, get out. Find an exit strategy. Go take a hike, because you need one. Are you at a 5? If you're at a 5, can you assert yourself in the situation and try to calm the situation down? These are my strategies for handling anger the next time it comes up. I feel like we need to learn how to acknowledge our emotions and develop the strategies that we're going to use when they come up. All right? So learning about emotions, learning about what our emotions are telling us. Anger, you feeling a sense of betrayal, you're feeling a sense of hurt, you're feeling pain, you're feeling something. Why is that there? Questioning the emotions, checking in with ourselves. These are things that we're not taught in school that we have to now work on. So of course, emotional intelligence is top on the list. We need to, if you don't want to be a toxic person, develop your emotional intelligence. So when those difficult emotions come up, you know what to do with them. And you're not just blowing up on people, right? And having volcanic moments like I am. Speaking from experience here. Now, number 2, we need to take care of our mental health. We need to take care of our mental health. We need to discuss these unhealed traumas that we have, whether from childhood or from a past lover, from a past friendship. Some people, the trauma is like a catastrophe. And for some people, it's very, very small. But whatever it is for you, I feel like we need to be able to talk about that. Talk about it with a medical professional. Work through it. Work through it so that we can clear that mental space, right? We can clear it out and not be just living our life, and because we haven't really worked on our mental health, we're constantly showing up, but we're showing up with like outdated stuff, right? Because this person treated me this way, I'm gonna show up this way for the rest of my life, but you know, that thing happened 10, 20 years ago. Bro, sis, it's gone. And again, I'm talking to myself right now because this is me. This is the things that I've done, and this is how I've been toxic, where I've just been holding on to things and you don't even know sometimes what it is that you're holding on to. Ask yourself, why do I have these trust issues, right? Why do I need people to validate me, right? Why am I such a people pleaser? Why do I care what people think? These are things that we need to work on when it comes to our mental health. And once we're able to work on that, then guess what? We won't be as toxic as we are as human beings, all right? Another thing, we need to focus on our physical health. Because having a good emotional health and a good mental health, but a shitty physical health ain't gonna get us nowhere fast, all right? Needing to definitely make sure that we're getting our walks in. At least 30, 20, 10 minutes a day, doing something, getting up, being mobile in some way, shape, or form. We have to exercise. Exercise have been proven to help your mental health as well. Working out, it puts years on our life. So learning that, hey, you know what, my physical health, my mental health, and my emotional health, these are things I need to focus on if I don't want to be toxic. The 4th thing, what am I eating? Because it all 4 things tie into each other. What am I eating? What am I putting into my body? Because if you realize, sometimes, like for me, I'm just there eating, and it's because I'm bored. I'm emotional eating because I haven't learned how to handle my boredom, right? Or because I feel lonely, or because I feel sad. So because I haven't learned how to adequately handle certain emotions, I'm now just putting crap into my body that's gonna kill me, right? So we need to not put toxic things into our body. We need to make sure that we are taking care of our physical health. We need to make sure that we are taking care of our mental health, and we are taking care of our emotional health. Those are the 4 things that I think needs to be done in order for us to not show up as toxic people or as a toxic person in today's society. I am not going to give you a list of do's and don'ts and this friendship and that. I feel like there's a lot of that on Google already. Google search those things and a list of it will come up. And these lists are actually very helpful, because what I find is sometimes, many times, when we are used to showing up in relationships a certain way, we may not even know that it is toxic for us. So if you need specific how-tos on what to see or like what you need to focus on when it comes to a relationship, how to not be toxic in a friendship or anything like that, definitely Google that. It'll give you more specifics, but I would like to speak on things on a general scale. If we're able to develop these 4 muscles and work out these 4 muscles on a daily basis, we will be better, well-rounded people. And when bad situations present themselves to us, because we're emotionally intelligent, mentally we're clear, because we're sexy from taking care of our physical body, and we know what we put in our body in terms of nutrition, then we know how to handle that situation. You know what, let me go eat a carrot because you're just mad. You know, when somebody who hasn't healed, I don't want to call people toxic, when someone is acting out because of their unhealed trauma, we can look at them and say, you know what, sir, I'm gonna eat this carrot because you're acting out. And it protects us. It's like a shield, right? But I feel like before we can even jump into saying, okay, well, how can I tell if this friendship is toxic, or how can I tell if I'm showing up toxic, or all these other different things, you have to take care of yourself first. You have to make sure that your emotions are good, your mental health is good, your physical health is good, and what you're eating is also good. Once you can take care of all these things, then you can worry about another person and see how, you know, how this person is showing up or how you're showing up to affect this person. Because once I feel like you have all of these other things taken care of, you're good. All right, I said a lot, guys. I've said a lot. So what I'd love for you guys to do is share in the comment section, what do you guys do in order to not be toxic? What do you feel? What are your opinions about my idea of today's society and its toxic culture, right? Share your thoughts and comments down below. I would love to hear them. Please don't be nasty to anyone else in the comment section. We want to create a judgment-free zone where everyone is able to share their thoughts and opinions freely. I look forward to speaking with you guys in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.